friends, Cole Chance here. Thanks for joining me. If you've been to Mullumbimby, Australia before, then you know exactly where I am. And if you haven't, then welcome. I was driving into town a couple hours ago, and this is the way that I drove in. And I was like, oh my, I'm gonna have to turn around and film a yoga video there. Not just for you, but for me, I have had my inner critic, yes, I have one, absolutely have one, has been louder than normal the last couple of days. And it ebbs and flows. And, I noticed yesterday about midway through the day, that voice is really insidious. And often we can't realize that, often that we don't realize that it's like a different, part of us, a different voice. We just think that that's, we get used to speaking to ourselves that way. And, I used to probably not have been able to decipher like, wow, I'm being really mean to myself. That was just something that was normal for me. But luckily it's not my everyday, but it still is quite often. But about midway through the day yesterday, I was like, damn, I'm being really mean to myself today. And I started kind of thinking and noticing when the thoughts were coming up. And I really love that Brene Brown says that she does this practice where she'll have a thought, like a judgment towards herself. And she started to be like, ouch. And she would say it inside and outside, like, ouch. Like to really highlight the fact that it's rude. We're being mean. And that it's painful. So I started kind of doing that yesterday. And when they would come up, I would notice like a criticism or a comparison or not good enough, or I should do this. And all of these things were around, unworthiness. I should do this and then I would be better, or I would be more, whatever it is. Just so strange how these come up. I think that you resonate, possibly. I kind of feel like this is a human thing that, a lot of us have this in some way. So it's really important that we become aware of it when it starts to happen, and we can take that pause and then bring some nurturing to it. So it's really important to pause, to recognize what's happening, and then to take a different path, take a different route. So bring in some compassion and self-love. And self-love is not a one and done. It's not a slap a Band-Aid on it. It is a lifelong practice. So I know that self-love is in, that word is in, it's almost cliche, self-love, self-love, self-love. And it almost seems like really easy for a lot of people. Like you hear about it all the time. Like it's just, yeah, self-love, nothing, just self-love. And it's a practice and it's hard and it comes and it goes. And just like anything, we flex our muscles, we get stronger, and we catch it quicker, and we come back and we take that pause and we do something different and we find some nurturing. So something for me that's nurturing when I get in these loops is that I come back into my body and I come back into my breath, and getting on my yoga mat is really nurturing for me. So that's what I'm doing. And if you're watching this, then that's what you're doing here with me. So we're just going to do some simple movements, some simple breath, and let's get going. I'm going to put my shades on. So I'm going to scoot back just a little bit. Close your eyes down. Just take 3 deep rounds of breath. Big inhale, fill up. And then exhale, release out the mouth. Audible exhale. Again, inhale. And big sigh out. Once more, fill up. And a big sigh out and a little bit of a shake. And a wiggle. And let's do that one more time. Inhale. And exhale, release it out with a shake. Beautiful. Take the hands to the knees. We're just going to take a few spirals in each direction. So just kind of moving around the energy here. I love the spirals and the circles to really get some energy moving. The stagnancy, we can think about that voice as a stagnancy. It begins to repeat itself, and it kind of makes us close in and it weighs us down. So really good to move the body, to move that energy around, to shake it off, shake it out. Was that Mariah Carey song? Shake It Off. If you don't know, look it up. It was prior to the Taylor Swift Shake It Off. I'm a Mariah Carey girl. And let's cat-cow. So you can go at your own pace here. You can go quick, you can go slow. So one thing that I was really noticing yesterday is I kept going off in my head. You know, this critic happens in the head. The voice, whatever, if you have a name for her or it, it's this voice. So I think it's really important to drop down from the head into the body. So I kind of kept saying, I'm going to stay in my body. I'm going to stay in my body. What do I feel? It takes me from the head down into the body. So noticing here what you feel. Feel the hands on the knees. Feel the body moving with the breath. So the breath is first and the body comes along. And let's come into stillness. And we're going to do some twist with breath. So an inhale will be center. And exhale will twist. So you can lift your arms. I have a little bit of a shoulder injury, but if you would like to lift your arms at center, you can do that. But I'm just going to inhale, lift the spine, and the exhale, twist towards the right or the left, whichever way. Inhale brings you center. Maybe the arms come up, or maybe just the spine lengthens. And exhale, twist to the other side. So we'll move like this with breath. Inhale, center. So if we can kind of twist out that stagnant energy, visualization can really help. And a couple more times each side. So moving from the head down into the body. It really anchors us in the present moment. That incessant voice, that mind chatter, kind of all over the place. Those judgments are in the past, worries about the future. But when we're with the breath in the body, feeling sensation, that's only what's happening right now. Once more each side. And I really feel like just the act of getting on the mat, taking space for ourselves, that really just in itself is showing like, you know what? I'm going to love on you right now. I'm going to unroll my mat. So that's what we're doing. Let's come into tabletop. So we're going to kind of deconstruct a cat-cow for a moment here. So we're just going to start in the shoulders. So we're not moving the hips. We're just going to move the shoulders. So drop the heart down and bring the shoulder blades close to one another. And then exhale, push into the ground. The scapulas, the shoulder blades will come across from each other and you'll arch in the upper back. So again, not moving the hips. Inhale, begin to gaze forward as the heart drops. Shoulder blades move together. I think I may have reversed that cue for last round. Exhale, push the ground away. The scapulas move across from each other. So we're just doing the upper portion of cat-cow. See if you can isolate it. So in order to do this, we really have to come into the body because you have to think about it. If we've done cat-cow a zillion times, then we can still be off in our head. So by introducing a new pattern here, it kind of brings us into the body. Now begin to still the body again. And we're just going to move the pelvis. So let's see. Let's think about it in terms of the hip bones. So the hip bones on your two hip bones up front. Let's think about it like this. Pelvic bowl. Think about your whole pelvis like a bowl. That's why they call it the pelvic bowl. And as if you were going to pour water out the front of the bowl, the hip points are going to pour forward. The booty comes up and back. Now it's like you're going to keep the water up in the bowl. You're going to tuck down the tailbone in order to lift the bowl, save the water. Exhale, pour out the water. And come back. So only moving the pelvis now. You can move at your own breath. It's probably just going a couple inches. So it's a much more subtle of a movement than we're used to in cat-cow. And once more. So bringing our awareness into the present moment, into the body. Beautiful. Beautiful. Bend the elbows now. Gaze forward and have a little bit of buoyancy in the elbows here. Sink your hips back towards your heels. And while you're grounded there, at the same time, root your fingers down into the mat. Energetically drag them towards your knees so your heart center can reach forward. Now we're going to come into cat pose. Come up, press the ground away. Inhale, bend the elbows, come back into this pouncing. Now push forward, push into the earth, round the back. Again, inhale, hips to heels, begin to pounce. Exhale. Again, inhale. So you can blow on an exhale, kind of blow into the earth, and as if that was puffing up the heart. If you're blowing yourself away from the earth as you press down. Again, inhale once more. And exhale, audibly blow into the earth, push into the earth. Beautiful. Downward facing dog. Won't stay here too long. Bending the knees, one and then the other, and we'll walk up towards the top of the mat or towards your feet. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins or to the earth, and exhale, fold forward. Twice more like this. We're just moving, flowing. Inhale, lifting, and exhale, pouring forward once more. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, plant the hands. We're going to take a big step back with the left foot and the left knee down. Inhale, hands to knees as the heart lifts. So we're not coming down really, really far. We're going to come up a little bit more. So press down into the front foot. So we're staying up, pulling back on the right hip crease here. Heart is open. So bring the shoulder blades together on the back. Broaden the collarbone. One thing that happens when this critic begins to get fierce is we begin to curl in. So we want to open up. It's much harder to feel this judgment and begin to continue to take on criticism when we stay open in the body. It's very interesting how connected that is. You could keep the hands here if you'd like, or maybe cactus the arms. It's actually hurting my shoulder a little bit. So you can cactus the arms here and open the heart even further if you'd like. One more inhale wherever you are. And plant down. Inhale, we're going to twist. So take the right arm up. Open up the heart to the right. One more big inhale. And exhale, plant the hand down. Take a big step forward. Left foot meets the right. And fold. And once more, inhale, lift. And exhale, plant the hand, step back with the right foot. Right knee plants. Begin to gaze forward. Inhale, press down into the earth, hands come to the knees. Again, we're not pouring forward, we're coming up a little bit more. So pressing down into the earth, that downward energy creates the lift and the opening. So we can allow the shoulders to come together slightly on the back and the shoulders to drop down. And as that happens, the heart pulls forward just slightly. So we're opening up that front body. The openness in the heart and the chest really resonates to the emotional level as well. Here, if you'd like to cactus the arms to open up even more through the heart space, or maybe you just open the throat a little bit as well. Shoulders back. One more inhale. And exhale, hands slowly come down. Right hand plants as the left arm peels open. Ooh. I actually don't know what I've done to my arm, but I did something yesterday. Now one more big inhale wherever you are. I'm going to give my arm some love by not pushing it today. And exhale. Hands come down. Big step up. Right foot meets the left. Inhale. And exhale, fold forward. Bend in the knees. And we're going to slowly roll up. We're going to take several rounds of breath to get there. I'm going to scoot back a little bit. Pressing down through the feet and letting that allow for the lift. Slowly unrolling. Maybe the arms come all the way up, or I'm going to take mine, hands to heart center. Inhale and exhale in the body. Go at your own pace here. But when you inhale, lift the crown of the head. And when you exhale, really push down through the feet. I learned not to say rooting in Australia. Just learned that this weekend. But ground down through the feet, push down through the feet, feel that connection, and then inhale, lifting up through the crown of the head. So you can feel that equal opposition, that lifting and the grounding. Again here, open up through the heart center. Let the shoulders drop down just a little bit and the shoulder blades come together. Really noticing this Tadasana, this mountain pose, how much empowerment can come from here. And how different than is, just let that go for a moment, and different that is than kind of curling everything in and staying right here. I can notice my physical stature begin to come in once I've been berating myself for a while and that voice has been happening. You know, I notice this sensation and, beginning to open. Maybe taking the hands down by the sides, palm forward. And again, press down through the feet, lift up, hands forward, heart open, breath flowing at your own pace. And give yourself some love right here. Maybe take hands on the heart and take a moment. What is it that you need to hear right now? I think we forget that some of the things that we need to hear and some of the nurturing things that can really, it can be that salve that we can give to ourselves. And it may feel strange at first, but again, this is a practice. So an affirmation or an aspiration here. I am enough. I am worthy. I am lovable. Or I trust myself. Maybe one of those resonates with you today, or maybe you have your own, you know what you need. So listen to that. A couple more rounds of breath. Beautiful. Inhale, arms lift or hands at heart center. And exhale, we fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, step back with the left foot. Inhale, hands to knees or cactus arms as you open up. And exhale, hands plant. Inhale, right arm lifts. And exhale, stay here. Inhale, we're going to exalt. So you lift the torso up, right hand comes to the back of the left thigh, and you reach left arm up and back if that feels okay for you. So it's a twisted back bend here. One more big inhale. And then exhale, listen up. Both hands come down off the left corner of the mat if you're on your mat. We're going to come into warrior dog. So pick up the back heel, spiral it down. So it's warrior 2 in the legs and downward dog in the arms. So maybe you've been here with me before. So this is what this is going to look like. We're going to find some flow. Inhale, lift the heart up, gaze forward, and exhale. Pour the heart down. Inhale, lift. And exhale, pour the heart down. Once more. Inhale, lift the heart up, open. And exhale, fold. Let's walk the hands towards the center for a wide leg forward fold. Walk the hands forward, send the hips back. So you're kind of in a short downward dog, a short wide leg downward dog here. And you can walk the fingertips forward as much as you can as you send the hips back as much as you can and get that extension through the arms, the back, and the backs of the legs. Wiggle the booty just a little bit. And begin to bend the knees. We're going to walk towards the left foot. Plant the back knee down. Bring the hands to the knees and begin to push down into the earth to bring yourself up a little bit. And again, we're going to take that open posture in the chest, in the throat. Open, receiving. Maybe you cactus the arms or you stay here and open the throat. One more inhale. And then exhale, plant the hands. Right hand plants. Left arm lifts up. Take a twist. And then we're going to exalt. So lift the torso up. Left hand comes back to the right thigh. Right arm comes up. And you can control how much you come back here. Inhale, one more big breath. And exhale. Both hands come down on the inside of the foot and off the side of the mat. Spin the back heel down, again coming into this warrior dog position. Bend into the left leg and send the knee over towards the left a little bit more. Warrior 2 in the legs. Downward dog in the arms. So fingertip the fingers off the corner of the mat. And inhale, gaze forward. Heart reaches forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. And pour out. Once more. And exhale. And walk the hands into wide leg forward fold. And we're actually going to turn the heels in and then turn the toes in and the heels in and the toes in. We'll come into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and sink the booty down towards the heels. We'll take this little posture here. I'm going to scoot up. So sitting on the heels, maybe the hands come to the knees. It's a little bit of a balanced posture here. Roll the shoulders back. Open up the heart. So if you know what Care Bears are, if you remember the Care Bears, I always think about this Care Bear stare, this, opening up the heart and how that's where our power is. So I'm taking this little balance pose and opening up. You can always drop the knees as well. And let's all, whenever you're ready, we'll just all meet with the shins down. So sitting either like this, or you can come into a cross-legged pose. Slowing the breath down. And notice how the energy of the mind right now. I'm writing a manual for my upcoming teacher training program, me and my co-teacher Jacqueline. And I'm writing about the history of yoga at the moment and looking at the Yoga Suttas. And one of the first suttas says that yoga is to calm the fluctuations of the mind. So, even way back when, the yogis knew that our minds were fluctuating from, I need more of this, I want less of this, or I should, I can't, I want, this constant fluctuation of our mind, like all over the place. And the yoga is to help calm this. We do that through the breath. We do that through moving the body along with the breath. And what that does, this breath and the movement, that only happens in the present moment. So they're tools, breath and movement are tools to bring us into the present moment where the mind is not all over the place. Because when the mind is on the now, then we're just right here. So often what we worry about are things in the past, things in the future. Wishing things were different, wishing we were different. That we can come back into center. It's like, this is what it is right now. And I really love that mantra. This is just what it is right now. This is what's happening right now. Just this acceptance of this is what it is. This is what's happening. It doesn't always have to be good vibes. We don't always have to be super positive vibes. But the more that we can come back and meet ourselves, like, okay, I'm having a challenging day today. I'm going to practice self-love today. I'm being judgy today. It's knowing what's going on, then we can work to give ourselves what it is that we need. When we can continually stay in the fluctuations and we identify with them, there's not a lot of chance to get out of that cycle. So again, thank you for joining me. Yoga is a self-love practice for me. Absolutely. It's been such a big shifter in my world. I'm so grateful to get to share it with you all. So thank yourself for showing up. Tell yourself, I love you. I know that sounds strange. It can sound strange. And see how it feels. And give ourselves that love. And bring your hands together. Thumbs at the third eye, and we'll bow forward together. And we say namaste. One beautiful thing, we'll just add on the end here. Namaste is, the light in me sees the light in you. And it also means like the human in the me, the shadow side and the one with the inner critic and the judgy parts of me. We all have that. It's like, I feel you. This is the human thing. So the light in me, the shadow in me, just reminding that we're all in this together. So I hope that this practice gave you a little bit of medicine. It's a beautiful, beautiful day here. I most certainly feel better. So thank you for letting me be part of your practice. And I'll see you next time. If you're interested in the teacher training, head over to my website. It's going to be beautiful. I'm really, really enjoying putting it together with Jack. So maybe I'll see you there. Ciao.